The bottom line is that we are becoming more stressed over the years as a society. The numbers are outrageous. For young women in particular, over 60% feel that they are living with extreme levels of stress. And that is just untenable, unsustainable. We don't have to live that way. I've been studying stress and mental health and how stress affects our body for almost 30 years. And there is so much that we've learned, so much amazing science that hasn't gotten to the public about different ways we can cope with stress. So when we talk about stress, we're talking about how are we responding to the slings and arrows, the things that happen to us in life. How are we approaching them? How are we responding in the moment, our coping, our body, and how quickly do we recover? The problem is when we live in a high stress state each day, it adds up to chronic stress. And chronic stress does create a wear and tear on our regulatory systems in our body. So it's not just that it can create high blood pressure in the moment, and that might over time develop into hypertension, but it also wears out our cellular resistance to aging. So it creates states of inflammation in our cells. It wears down our cells' ability to do housekeeping, to clean up and restore our cells so that they can go on and divide year after year, decade after decade, so that we're replenishing tissues. So the daily restoration, the short bouts of breaks that we can give ourselves during the day really are critical. It's important to realize that we can wear out the battery, and the battery needs to be recharged on a daily basis. One question we can ask ourselves is, how are we most comfortable in our bodies? Really thinking about shifting through the day, not staying in this hyperactivated state, but actually at least taking 5 minutes out, getting outside or doing the slow breathing. These things are deeply restorative. In my book, The Stress Prescription, 7 Days to Feeling More Joy and Ease, I have gathered and sifted some of the best tricks and techniques from science, my own research, but also other people's research, to provide an overview of strategies that can take us from red mind, that acute stress state, all the way down to blue mind, which is this deep restorative state when we really can let go. The strategies can be categorized into 3 techniques. One are top-down strategies, really building a robust stress mindset and using our thoughts and beliefs to harness the stress response for using stress as strength for a positive response. So there are statements we can say to ourselves, and making up your own strength statement or stress shield is really important. And I can't tell you what that is for you, but I give you a lot of options. There are also body up strategies where we're using our body to change our mind. And we need to use our body more. We have this whole nervous system in our body. And so there are a lot of techniques that are very powerful that aren't trying to muscle our way out of a stress response with our thoughts, but actually doing things that either increase our stress acutely in our body, such as hyperthermia, cold, extreme breathing techniques, or really create situations where we can let down our guard, our vigilance, even noticing the unconscious stress that we carry and allowing ourselves to really just put down the baggage and let ourselves feel deep ease states, even for 5 minutes. The third set of techniques are changing up the scene, change our environment so that we are having less bombardment of stress triggers like screens and more triggers that make us feel safe, comfortable, and induce our body even unconsciously toward the relaxation response. The good news is that we can always improve things. The way that we wake up and the way that we schedule our day and the way that we see stressful events are things that we can control. And there are many strategies that I lay out, and you only need one good one that fits like a glove that you can adopt like a habit, and that can be life-changing.